Take money from the rich and give it to the poor. Well, I've heard this syntagm a lot of times, but people simply seem to forget one point. Rich people are rich mostly because of a great difference in their behavior compared to the poor people. Because rich people have worked one way or another to make that money, be it by manipulation, stealing, or the such. Whatever way, they have means through which, even if you take that money away and you distribute it to the poor, they will make that money back. Irrespective of what means the rich people make their money, the point is their whole empire is based on expenses, right? The empire of a rich person, whatever businesses they have and the such, they are all built based on one simple economical principle. A lot of people spend, right? When you spend money, and typically you spend more than they can spend back, well, the point is they're gonna make money, right? When you look at corporatism, why corporations have so much money is because, well, they always pull out money from the countries their branches exist in, right? And the people who support the corporations who are infiltrated in those countries' political systems, they make certain laws through which you either, as a citizen, you are forced to allow those corporations to evade taxes or to not pay them at all, as it is in many poor countries, which are going to become even more impoverished because those will become black holes of money. So even if you take all the money from rich people, see, it's not gonna matter because sooner or later you give it to poor people. The only one other reason why the rich people are rich and the poor are poor is because some people don't know how to spend their money. They will spend all their money on distractions of life and on having fun, all sorts of ideas. They only try to live in the moment. The whole world, as you see it nowadays, is built on distracting you. And when you get distracted, everything that you do earns someone some money, right? You see nowadays girls thinking they can make so much easy money on OnlyFans and the such. Well, they're getting some money in the end. They forget that every picture, every video that they post, some people will pay for that, but the owner of the company gets those videos for free because it's not your platform in the first place, right? You're just making use of it. Your account is always one button away from deletion. Your account's deletion means all your data is no longer accessible to you, but based on the EULA, on the contract, well, it still remains available to the company that, well, banned you. One other thing people don't know is every picture that you post on the internet wins around $10 to the one who owns the platform. So all those silly girls thinking that they became rich or they're becoming rich by exposing their body or doing whatever weird stuff on the internet. And not only those silly girls, people who do everything for the glitz and fame, they forgot that they are not the ones making the money. Maybe they get some crumbs after all, because when you make billions after out of people's misery, you can afford to give them some breadcrumbs because this is how people are, right? You give them some breadcrumbs, they will betray anything, they will give up on anything, they will just uselessly follow you. If someone else comes and gives them less, they will follow them because at least they have received something. With such a mindset, it's obvious people will not become rich. Because rich, well, the point of richness means you have a lot of resources. Every time you get resources, it's gonna be at the expense of others. Because you can print all the money in the world, but when you get more and more and more and more money, it's always gonna be to the detriment of some of the people, right? Everywhere you see rich people, there's obviously some people who suffer because of that, more or less directly or indirectly. But the point is, some of the rich people, at least, they create new opportunities for others to work. Whether those people end up working as slaves, well, they work as slaves as part of the sick society they are in, right? Because a sick society of miserable people, well, they may be given opportunities to work by rich people, which will hopefully in time make their economy better. But miserable people will stay miserable, and the only purpose they have is to make other lives miserable as well, at least as much. So taking money from the rich is not going to solve things. You have to teach people the true idea behind economics, how to spend their money wisely, how to get assets that they need, because a lot of people buy things that they're not going to need a bit afterwards. And, well, that will cause even more frustration. When you're frustrated, you're going to want to spend again because you're going to think that you buy something new, you're going to have that happiness of having purchased something. But ultimately, it's just a material thing that you're not going to get with you in your grave. But the point is, you shouldn't live life without having some fun and enjoying things. It's just that fun doesn't have to necessarily be useless. You could start you could start building a life in which everything that you do it with such great love and passion that you don't need a vacation from that. When you work miserable lives in a miserable environment, obviously you feel every moment of your life should be a vacation, right? Because it's going to make you more frustrated and you're going to feel more and more insignificant. This will require even more work from you, which will obviously trash you down, and also it will tire you down. And, well, at the same time, it might ask of some distractions. Both of these will lead you to your grave sooner or later. Because when you work in environments that don't represent you, well, you're not going to become rich anytime soon. Sometimes, maybe, but the point is, you need to start working in such a way in which you become somewhat indisposable in your field. You become capable of deciding whether you want to do something or not. Because most people being miserable, they just want to spend. And when you want to spend, you need money in order to spend. So you'll be everyone's slave. Anyone who will give them some money, they will do whatever it needs to get that money. Because their only pleasure, their only drug is that of spending, right? So that they feel that they have a certain value. But the things that you buy don't give you any value. What value you have over yourself in your mind, well, that is for you to keep. But it's not going to serve too many people. The wisdom that you have, the teachings that you may have, that may serve people well. And teachings and wisdom can bring you some coin. Hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. You are appreciated. Take care. This being said, enjoy life. And, well, Venejan Board signing out.